Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? Here on the eve of the Saints hitting the practice field for the first time, Derek Carr was a guest on Pardon My Take over at Barstool. And I was talking to Muse earlier because Muse cuts the audio, and Muse listens to endless amounts of audio. I would say I feel bad for you, but I actually don't feel bad for you because I've done that for a long time. And so it's just your turn to listen to endless amounts of audio now. But you enjoyed this? It was different?
Yeah, it was different, man. Look, and I'll give a hat tip, obviously, to the PMT guys. They do a good job. It's a fun, loose environment. You guys really open up, and it was actually enjoyable because I'll just be honest, Derek Carr's normally really boring. Really boring. Really boring.
Good. Yeah, it's bad. Well, anyway, so one of the things Derek Carr talked about was all the injuries. Mickey Loomis alluded to this as well in the offseason, that Carr really played injured a year ago, and he did. I mean, he had shoulder injuries, concussions. I mean, there was a point last year where I legitimately said, hey, at some point, this guy's got to start thinking about family and future when you continue to have concussions. But anyway, here was Derek Carr listing all his injuries.
Full list. Oh, man, 2 concussions, some stuff about my shoulder that it was jacked up.
Okay. Jacked up shoulder.
Jacked up shoulder. And then two different broken ribs.
So how long after the season ended did you feel like you were back to 100%? Or maybe the answer is you're not yet.
No, I definitely I feel 100% going into camp, so that's awesome.
Okay.
I was able to do everything. My shoulder didn't feel good until probably when we were coming back in April. That one, it just took a while.
Yeah.
That one just took a while. But they told me it was going to take a while, but it is what it is.
Okay. Derek Carr, really tough guy. I don't think there's any question about that. I mean, we talked pretty openly about it that a year ago they should have looked at it and said, hey, man, for yourself and your longevity, why don't you take a week, It's the reason you had Jameis Winston there. So nobody's denying that Derek Carr is a really tough guy. He was also asked an interesting question. And my ears kind of perked up a little bit when I heard it because he said, the question was, what does the media get wrong about him? Give a listen.
I absolutely worked my tail off. I've tried from the beginning to be someone that kids could look at and be like, he does things the right way. He grinds. He's maxed out whatever God gave him, and he's going to be a great teammate, and he's going to play consistent, hopefully good football.
Okay. Stop it right there. He goes on for another 30 seconds or so. I'm going to get to that. But I don't have any problem with what Derek Carr said right there. And by the way, I don't disagree or think anybody disagrees, right? We all agree Derek Carr is a good man, husband, father, human, teammate, all that stuff. Nobody, I don't know that anybody has said anything to the contrary. It's very clear. Played through injuries, tries to represent himself and the organization very well. All of that is true, but 2 things can simultaneously be true. That Derek Carr is both a good man, a good person, a good teammate, a good husband, a good father, a good role model, all those things, and be a mediocre at best quarterback. Both of those things can be true. And I think they are true. But he went on.
The one thing I can't get rid of is on Instagram, these people put these lists out of quarterback ranking. And so I think the disrespect of some of the stuff I've been able to accomplish and stuff I've put on film, even the last half of last year, I was like, bro, the last half of last year was probably my best football I've played, and 2016 MVP season that people want to talk about in this season. That's I feel like I'm getting better. I got comfortable. I love my teammates. So I don't know what people are saying, but I just feel like I'm still that guy. None of it matters until you go prove it.
Hey, Muse.
Yeah?
Did Derek Carr win an MVP in 2016?
No.
Was that an alternate reality that I just missed?
He did not win an MVP in 2016.
Is that a glitch in the Matrix?
It could be.
Did we miss Derek Carr's MVP season in 2016?
I mean, I didn't. I remember that very, very vividly. He did not win the MVP.
He's a good player, and they were 12-3 in the 15 games that he started. Of course, very unfortunate, got injured at the end of the season, didn't get to play in the playoffs. I think didn't Matt McGloin play the playoff game that year for them?
That sounds correct. That? I mean, we can look that up. You can look that up,
but I'm almost certain, Derek Carr didn't win the MVP in 2016. He did throw for 3,900 yards and had a very, very fine season that year. I'm looking at it right here, as a matter of fact. 28 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Very good season. That was also 8 years ago. And I'm not so concerned with what Derek Carr was 8 years ago. But I can also look at that and say, yeah, that was kind of your outlier. Because you didn't go to the playoffs. Yeah, what you got? Was
Connor Cook.
Oh, it was Connor Cook.
It was Connor Cook.
Oh, the
Michigan
pride
State
of Michigan
legend.
State.
Yeah.
How about that, East Lansing? Yeah, Matt McGloin. No, probably a little bit later there. I don't know where, but Matt McGloin did play for the Raiders at one point, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm certain.
And how about Derek Carr saying doesn't really pay attention to it, but all those Instagram lists? How about that, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe, how would you know about all those Instagram lists there, Derek, if you don't pay attention to all those Instagram lists? So I don't know. I sent Muse on a fact-finding mission today to find out about some of these Instagram lists. You want to just dip into the grab bag there, Muse? Grab one of them?
Yeah, sure.
Share an Instagram list with us.
All right, so we have an Instagram list right here from All Sports Culture.
Oh.
Yeah.
All Sports Culture.
Yeah, they ranked the quarterbacks by the divisions by quarterbacks.
Got it.
The NFC South was 8th.
Oh,
And
yeah, look, there's Derek Carr.
He was
there
third.
he is. There he is in there.
Third in the division.
That's All Sports Culture,
All
by the way.
Sports Culture.
Yeah. Derek Carr, not paying attention to All Sports Culture. No doubt about that.
Nope, not paying attention.
What else you got? Yeah.
He's also not paying attention to Rookie Rager. And let me tell you, it's a good thing he's not.
Rookie Rager.
Rookie Rager.
Sounds legit.
Well, they listed their top quarterback rankings. They only went up to 15. He wasn't in the top 15.
Didn't make 15?
Didn't make top 15.
Look at this. Rookie Rager's got Aaron Rodgers down at 15.
Yeah.
Huh. They got Geno Smith at 12. That's a Rookie Rager.
that?
Controversial.
Hot
what a
takes,
hot take
man.
artist Rookie Rager is.
Hot takes
That
all
guy-
around.
I don't know that I'm all big on Rookie Rager. I don't agree with that guy at all.
Okay. Well, maybe you'll agree with Gridiron Gridlock. They released their quarterback rankings.
Oh, did they?
They did.
Yeah. What did Gridiron Gridlock have to say?
They had Derek Carr, number 22.
Yep.
Yep.
I don't know. That feels kind of like that's on par with what some legitimate news outlets may actually have.
Yeah. Some of them. I mean, we could go look at Pro Football Focus.
Yeah, that one I've heard of before.
You've heard of them?
Yeah, I've heard of them.
They had Derek Carr at 21. So, yeah, kind of on par there with our guys at Gridiron Gridlock.
So we're saying that Gridiron Gridlock and Pro Football Focus are what and what? So if you're paying money to subscribe to Pro Football Focus, you should also be following, what is it again?
Gridiron Gridlock.
Got it. Gridiron
Yeah.
Gridlock. Got it. Yeah.
And while you're at
Yeah.
following Gridiron Gridlock, you might want to take a stroll over to Pro Football Impact.
PFI.
PFI.
Oh, now nothing says football relevancy
I mean,
like PFI.
they're right there,
Pro
21.
Football Impact.
Number 21.
Oh, look, here's that list. Okay.
Yeah.
See, this is really smart what they did on Instagram.
Carousel?
They did a carousel.
Yeah.
Because every time you click the carousel, you get another impression. So one person visits your carousel, you click 3 times, 3 impressions. Those guys at Pro Football Impact, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Super savvy.
Good at the
Congrats to
social
them.
media, good at the
Congrats
quarterback
to them on
rankings.
all the success, Pro Football Impact.
Not their first rodeo,
Nope,
man.
it's not. What else we got?
Well, fantasy football therapist.
Who?
They took, your therapist for fantasy football.
I tell you, I've heard of Pete Sampras. Haven't heard of fantasy. What was it again?
Fantasy football therapist.
Got it.
Over there on Instagram.
Oh, they went carousel as well. Let's see,
They
1
did.
through 12. There's Jaden Daniels at 12.
Jaden
They're
Daniels at
super
12.
high on
Yeah.
the rook.
From a
How
little
about
fantasy
that?
impact.
I don't even know what that is. They're not even there. So he's
No.
not even on this?
He's not even in the top 2 tiers of fantasy quarterbacks for 2024.
Oh, well, I get it. I mean, Jaden's going to run a good bid. He's going to put up some good numbers. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but I mean, you got Chris Olave, you got Alvin
Sure.
Kamara.
No,
I mean,
I
there's
think those
plenty of guys
fantasy
to
football
distribute.
impact guys. No, a therapist. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Fantasy football therapists
Fantasy
know
football
exactly
therapist.
what they're talking about.
Yeah. So, I mean, like,
Good.
they didn't even have him in their top 2 tiers.
No.
CBS did a tier list.
Yeah, did they?
They did.
I've heard of them.
Yeah. They had Derek Carr in tier 5
Yeah, I'm not even scrolling through that.
with
Trying to find it.
Gardner Minshew and Geno Smith and Kirk Cousins and Baker Mayfield.
Oh, here's the executive thing we did from ESPN. The ESPN executives that rank the quarterbacks.
Yeah, what'd they think?
I don't know. You tell me.
Okay. I'll pull that one up real fast.
Okay.
So this is only a top 10, right? You got to keep that in mind.
We've killed all the
the-
momentum.
Yeah,
I have no idea where it went. Oh, here's a Chris Sims list as well.
Yeah, Chris Sims.
Okay. What did Chris Sims have to say?
No executive said anything about Derek Carr, actually.
Oh,
over
wait.
at
This is
ESPN.
he ranked 40.
He ranked 40 of
Oh,
them.
no, there he is. 22.
So,
Found
I mean,
him. Found him.
Yeah.
There he is. 22. Chris
22 out
Sims
of
got him
40?
at 22.
Halfway there.
Man, 22.
How do you feel about Sniz fantasy football?
Excuse me?
Yeah, Sniz fantasy
Gazoon
football.
type.
They ranked the top 30 quarterbacks fantasy-wise. No Derek Carr. Not even in the top 30.
You hate to see it. I don't know much about it. I'll have to ask our buddy Darren Tietke about this.
Yep.
Wait, not even in the top 30?
Not even in the top
How
30.
could you not be in the top 30?
Yeah.
I mean, he's the starting quarterback in the NFL.
Russell Wilson and Justin Fields made
They got
this
Bo
list.
Nix at 30.
Yeah.
And J.J. McCarthy at 20.
How about that?
Are you sure you didn't miss him?
Positive.
Wow.
I mean, did you see him?
What's going on, Sniz? Sniz just hates Derek Carr.
They might.
That's all there is to it.
They're Saints haters.
Well, since Derek Carr didn't pay attention to any of those Instagram lists that he mentioned, we were happy to share them with him. There you go.
I'm here to help.
He was so on point for the first 20 seconds. And then he completely unraveled. You can't tell me all the Instagram lists have just got you wrong, man. And then tell me you're not paying attention to Instagram.
Why
lists.
does that
And
answer always go that way?
And all the disrespect. And oh, by the way, if Derek Carr is telling you that he played the best football of his career in the second half of last year, the Saints won 4 of their last 5, right?
Right.
Yeah. They beat Carolina, who's the worst team in the NFL. He was 18 of 26 for 119 yards and have a quarterback rating of 31.4. Then they beat Tommy Cutlets and the Giants, where he threw for 218. They lost to the Rams, and he threw for 319. But if you remember, that was the game where they were getting obliterated, and then they had 2 garbage time long touchdown drives that inflated the stats. They beat Tampa, where he was 24-32 for $197. That was an okay day. And then they blew out the Falcons, where he threw for 264 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks, but he was sacked twice. I mean, what are you actually trying to do here, Derek? I mean, if that's your best football, you're a mediocre quarterback. You beat Tommy Cutlets and Bryce Young got blown out by the Rams. Tommy Cutlets. That was so. Remember that guy?
I
love
do.
the guy's agent. The
He was
guy's
so
agent
good.
with like the fedora and the chains and everything. Like central casting from a mob movie. So good.
They
Tommy
saw their
Cutlets.
moment,
Was so
and they
good.
fully went into it. They
So
leaned
good.
all the way in.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.